My boyfriend worked for the deposed president, Mobutu. They threw me in jail in Kinshasa. I bought my way out and found a driver who, for a fee, would smuggle me to South Africa. I abandoned everything. I'm going to a country where I don't know what is going on there. I left my studies, my family, my life. I lost everything. 8 people in the back of a van, including a 2-year-old child. Through Zambia, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, South Africa, in silence. Crossing borders illegally under cover of darkness. What day is it? Someone asked the driver. Same day as where you came from. Welcome to Hillbrow. You will find your people here. Fazila gathered herself and stepped tentatively into the commotion on the streets. She blinked as her eyes adjusted to the light. As she straightened the creases on her clothes, a heady feeling of excitement and fear came over her. I am here. I am in Johannesburg. For a few moments, she forgot her anxieties and listened to the banter of street life. Cars honking, a police siren, and people buying and selling. The cacophony of the city's sounds accosted her ears. She stood on the sidewalk and looked up at the towering apartment blocks. Down the street she noticed traffic lights, each set turning green and moments later red, as if in a synchronized dance. The smell of fried chicken mingled with the fumes from a nearby taxi. How far she had come from the place of her birth, Bukavu. As reality began to creep in, her fear returned. She She needed to focus on survival, finding food, accommodation, and work in that order. Looking around her new host city, she caught a glimpse of a cylindrical skyscraper, the iconic and infamous Ponte City. She did not know it then, but at 54 stories high, it is the tallest residential building in Africa, with a history of suicides, gangs, international drug cartels, and stories of revival. She noticed on its rooftop a gigantic red and white billboard advertising Vodacom. Name, Hannah. Spell it, H-A-N-N-A-H. The policeman wrote painstakingly slowly. ID number. I don't have a South African ID, but my passport number. When were you born? 1986. 23 September. There were blank spaces in the form. But this would have to do, the policeman thought to himself. His boss would have to understand. Few women had local identity documents. Anyway, most provided false information to hide their identities. Nationality, he asked. Malawian. M-A-L-A-W-I-A-N. He squeezed the extra letters together. There weren't enough blocks on the form. Address. Flat 103, Fatty's Mansion, Harrison Corner, JP Street. F-L-A-D 103 F-A-D. The officer continued. Occupation. The heat of the sun was inescapable. Month end, pronounced Manzi end, is a good time for traders. Hide! The arrival of the police had disrupted the rhythms of street banter, negotiations, and trade. The illegal traders took what goods they could and ran. On the pavements were abandoned cardboard boxes. Alongside them were bright orange crates. One filled with maize was lying on its side. And a few green cops were spilled over onto the street. Strewn across the pavement were newspapers, plastic bags, sweets, oranges, beads, cigarettes. Sweets, oranges, cigarettes, newspapers, plastic bags, cigarettes, sweets, beads, oranges, sweets, beads, plastic bags, and cooked milipap. The wind and people's feet were distributing them across other parts of the city. Even though it was the last day of the month, the streets were eerily quiet. The written notice to appear in court, issued in terms of Section 56 of the Criminal Procedure Act No. 51 of 1977, presents an officer of the law the option to hand an accused a written notice to appear in a magistrate's court. The words say that the notice should A. specify the name, the residential address, and the occupation of the accused. B. Call upon the accused to appear at a place and on a date and at a time specified in the written notice to answer to a charge of having committed the offence in question. C. Contain an endorsement of Section 57 that the accused may admit her guilt in respect of the offence in question and that she may pay a stipulated fine in respect thereof without appearing in court. And D. Contain a certificate under the hand of the peace officer that he has handed the original of such written notice to the accused and that he has explained to the accused the import thereof. Sibongile had come home at 3 a.m. after her shift at a restaurant in the northern suburbs of Johannesburg to find her child and niece whimpering in the corner of the apartment. The door to her apartment was open. The lock had been broken and it looked like a fist or a hammer had made a hole through the chipboard. The apartment's contents had been turned upside down. There were clothes strewn all over the floor. The table where she kept her household utensils and food had been tipped over, with all its contents, including a microwave and a stove, landing on the floor. The white tiles of the bathroom were splattered with blood, evidence of the violence that had occurred in the flat just a few hours before. my young sis had a fight with her boyfriend. He hit her with a hammer and destroyed my property. He was hitting my sister against the bath. You can see the blood there. They couldn't, stitch her head because it wouldn't come together. He was hitting her against the tap, and he also used a hammer. By the time Sibongile arrived home, a neighbor had already taken her sister to hospital, and the building security had called the police. She found out the next day from Zimbabwean friends that her sister's boyfriend had paid the police the equivalent of $100 to avoid being charged. He bribed the police. We fear for our lives, but he was banned from the flats. We paid the building security guards, and he is not allowed here anymore. But you know how the system can let you down. A few weeks later, Sibongile's sister's boyfriend had been let into the building and had attempted to come into the flat to reconcile with her sister. Here I am, nobody. Police, hide! Survive. It's the government! Hide! It's my government. Hide. Your government! Hide! Shh! Please, hide. Here I am. Nobody. To make my home here nice. To remember where I have come from and what I am doing here. My home. We come together here, do rituals, ceremonies that remind us of ourselves. Here, we are free to talk in our language. We remember home. We pray, we laugh, and we can forget how difficult Johannesburg is. In my home, I am not a quere. be whatever I want.